Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Autumn Embers and today I am making an 8 sim starter home. So the way this came about was that one day I was just sitting on my bed just scrolling through Twitter when I came across someone who tweeted out and just asked the question, does anybody have any ideas on what I could build? And now I just went quickly through the comment section for the answers to see what was there, and the one thing that always pops up when anybody asks this question is, could you please make an 8 sim starter home, preferably a base game starter home? Now I have made a starter home. I've made a starter home for 1 or 2 sims, but never a starter home for 8 sims. I've also made a base game starter home plus another pack, so that is what I'm doing today and showing you. I'm making an 8 bedroom starter home for 8 sims. Well, it's not 8 bedrooms, but it's got like enough space for your 8 sims. It is a starter home. It's not just base game, but it is base game and cats and dogs. Now, for the reason why I went for cats and dogs for the pack to use and not the other packs was, one, I have noticed recently I have building a lot of most of my houses are being built in Windenburg. I think Windenburg is the one with the Tudor town and then the countryside and the little island. I think that's Windenburg, and I absolutely love it. It's so pretty. It's quite a big world compared to the other worlds that we are getting at the moment, which are quite tiny. And I love it so much. I keep building it there. I keep building there, and I noticed that recently. I was like, let's build somewhere else that I don't normally build. So Building Bay is one of them, unfortunately, because Building Bay is a very pretty place to build. It's got some nice lots. Some are lots, unfortunately, like the 20 by 15 lots. When you do upload to the gallery, you do see a lovely tree in front of your lovely build, which is slightly annoying. But yeah, it's still a very pretty world, very sort of like country-esque to it. It's very, very pretty. So that was the first reason to use cats and dogs. The second reason, since I have never ever made a starter home for 8 sims, I didn't know what the starter budget would be, so I just very quickly, just before I started building this, I very quickly just made a family of 8, which consists of two parents, basically 2 parents, 2 children, 2 teenagers, and grandma and a dog. The reason why I included a dog is because I don't really play with dogs or make houses that are including pets, so I thought for this one I should include a pet. Also, it just makes it a little bit more difficult because then you have to take some of the budget aside for the pet, so they have something to eat from and something to do and somewhere to sleep, and so that's why I included it. So those are the reasons why I went for cats and dogs. And for some reason, I fully knew this was a starter home. I understood what a starter home means. I've done one before. I'm not a complete plonker, I do know. But for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know what came over me, but for some reason I was really focusing on the exterior of this build. I have no idea why. I mean, yes, I want it to be great, like a very pretty home, but I was sort of like very concentrating on the exterior of the home, and I just remember saying to myself like, oh, it'll just be fine. When I go to the interior, go inside, it's gonna be fine. I mean, if I needs more money, I can just go ahead and delete stuff as I go. And I remember myself saying that to myself, and now I'm sitting here going, what was I thinking? What was I doing? Why was I thinking that to myself? Why? Because I did this in 2 days. So one day I basically just I actually finished it actually, and the resulting end of me thinking like that left the interior of this house very, very empty and bare and disappointing and kind of sad looking. And so that night when I went to bed, I actually even went and did the garden. That's how complete and final that I thought this was. I went to bed and I just thought to myself, like, yeah, it's looking kind of bare and empty inside. As you can see here, I am deleting and eating away at the room underneath, which does go, because I was just thinking to myself as I went to bed that night, saying, yeah, that 8-bedroom starter home, it's not quite a looker from the inside, is it? It's a bit of a disappointment, if anything. And I just sat down with myself like, okay, you were very hung up on the exterior for some reason, but I think it's time to say your goodbyes and let go to the L-shaped stone area underneath on the ground floor. I think you have to say goodbye to that because, one, there is no point in it being there because you have to find a way to get down there first because you need to put some stairs in, and so there's two ways putting stairs in there. Either stack your stairs, which sometimes for some reason can be painful and sometimes not, or you just go and find another place for your stairs to go. And I was like, oh, okay. But I don't want to get rid of the bottom area of this house on the ground floor of the stone. It looks quite nice. I mean, that's the whole reason of why I built this house like this, because I wanted that area to be used for something, and I want it to be there. But I was like, yeah, but you're not going to use it. You don't have any money to use it, so just get rid of it and use the money that you are given back from deleting it. And if you like this house so much, why just go ahead and do like a renovation video of it where you can just do whatever you want and you keep the bottom bit on the ground floor. Okay, does that sound like a reasonable, thing to do? Yeah, okay. So I compromised with myself, had a bit of an argument with myself, but it was the right thing to do because I do delete that bottom area down the stairs on the ground floor when it's covered in stone. I do delete that, and we do get quite a bit of money back. It sort of went to my head, and it didn't give me as much as I thought it would give me, but it does make a big improvement, I have to tell you, because most of the rooms in here, no, scrap that, all the rooms in here, I mean, you've got all your essentials and that is it. There's nothing else in here. It's just your bare essentials. There are no decorative objects in this house as I left it at that time. I do go back. There are, when you do see the screenshot, there are some decorative items in there. It does look a lot better to what I was going to leave it in. So it does look a lot better. It is a starter home, bearing in mind for 8 Sims. So yeah, there are some decorative items by the end, by the final end when you see the screenshots, but not as many. Because yeah, this is a starter home. You're gonna make some compromises here and there. You can't have everything that you want. I did have to keep reminding myself, this is a starter home. You will, as a gamer, like a player, you will like to have some money from like downloading this from the gallery, some money left. I can't use the entire budget. I have to leave some left. I kept forgetting about that part. I can't remember how much you are left with. I do know, because I remember thinking to myself once again, that you could perhaps leave it for one day just to, get your Sims settled into this house and then get one of your many Sims to go and find a job. I do remember thinking that, so I don't think it's not a lot, but it's still some. Which is good, because like I said, I kept forgetting that I had to leave a budget for you guys to actually play on and have something to do once you got your Sims in here. So there is some left, just get one of your many Sims to go out into the job world and find something, because yeah, not much left. Sorry to be about that, so sorry. Because this is still like part 1 where I was still sort of like fixating on the exterior. So at the moment I'm doing a very, very sad thing of using smaller rugs and trying to make them larger with the bracket keys. This is where I thought, oh, I'm down here. I go, oh, look at me, look at my money. And then I went, oh, yeah, I got a dog, don't I? That thing that made a little more challenging to waste more money. Yep, I forgot about that. Whoopsie doopsies. You go back to that, shall we? Let me just, I know, take an indent from the living room, and it makes a bit more of an interesting shape now, and we have some place for the dog. So I've just skipped forward here to the new day where I accepted the terms and the conditions that I set myself, and then deleted that ground floor section that wasn't going to be used, and used the money to put it to someplace else. So I still wanted it to have like your stairs going up, so your like communal area where like your kitchen is, your dining room is still like on the first floor. I still wanted that, so there needs to be a foundation. So I thought, okay, let's just get rid of the empty bit and then just put it down to the floor onto the grass, and then it should magically have a foundation. You're fine. Nope, that was not the case. So I just drew out a square block of foundation. I then copied each room that I made and then physically put them on top of the foundation. The reason why I copied the rooms because I accidentally copied one of the rooms and realizing, I'm getting money back from this. Yeah, I need money. Money is good. Let's copy the rest of the rooms. Yay! So I'm just copying the rest of the rooms and just putting them where they belong. I felt the tilty up view was best to do that, so I'm not getting confused, because I get confused really easily. It doesn't take much, so I did it like that. The excess foundation I do get rid of. I just thought it'd be easier to draw a big old square bit of foundation rather than trying to draw a bit of foundation that fitted the existing house. I thought it'd be easier to do it the other way around. So I did it like that, and then with the rest of the money, I just basically go through swapping some of the beds out. For example, the teenage beds, so the teenagers are no longer sleeping in kids' beds. I did notice when I was putting in the teenagers' beds, I did notice that they aren't many single, cheap, good-looking, modern-ish beds, because all these single, modern beds are ugly. They are ugly and expensive, and I was like, why? Why do we only have really, really, really expensive, ugly, modern single beds? What's up with that? And then he went, okay, you don't have to use, modern beds. Like, yeah, okay. And then I looked at the other beds. They were either very, very low on comfort, and I know you can upgrade your beds now, but initially I just want a good bed to start off with. So the other style was like very fancy, older period style, like you're living in your grandma's mansion kind of look. And I was like, they're just like very heavily stylized. I mean, can't we just have a reasonably priced, simple, single bed that isn't very stylized to either the modern look or the grandma mansion look? But we don't. So the beds in the teenagers' bedrooms look a bit strange because they shouldn't be in a house of this styling, but that's the only thing we've got. What I was doing here with the outside of the house, like putting it up and putting it down again, I was doing that because I really, really wanted the lighthouse there to be wrapping, sort of like cuddling the L-shaped stairs. And to do that, because it was on stilts or foundation, you have to pull it down so it doesn't sort of like hop about like a little bunny So you can place it with ease without going, what's your problem? Stop popping about, you're doing me nothing. Like that, and get really, really annoyed with it. So that's how you get rid of that. You just need to pull down your entire house and then put it back up again. So that's what we have all that moving of the house about. Putting in some nice tiles, some nice bricks, my favourite bricks. I love those bricks. I do put in some cats and dogs, so like feature lights, just because it was a bit dim in this house. We do have the brightest, cheapest lights that the base game has, which are those kids lights. So I did put in some feature lights. We don't necessarily need them, but I did say the room does look a little bit dim. And so I really, really wanted some sort of like nice feature lights that also just like lifts it up a little bit with brightness and is like, oh, that looks nice, don't it? So that's why I put them in. I really, really wanted to put in some wall art. Those wall art from the cats and dogs with like the 4 bits of wall art that will go together. They're really expensive, and wall art in general is really expensive in The Sims 4. So decorative objects like plants, clutter, wall art are a luxury item when it comes to a 8 sim starter home, okay? So there isn't much in here. I think the most decorative room is either Grandma's room, which is on the lower floor. She also has a ensuite. I really, really wanted to get Grandma an ensuite bathroom. So we have that. So we have 3 bedrooms. Not 3 bedrooms, that'd be daft, wouldn't it? 8 sims, 3 bedrooms. No, 3 bathrooms. So we have 3 bathrooms and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms. And Grandma has her own bathroom. It doesn't have to be for Grandma, just in my case it was for Grandma. The kids' bedroom and Grandma are the most decorative out of the 5. I think the most least decorative out of the 5 is sadly the parents' bedroom. I'm so sorry. Like I said, their decorative objects are expensive and a luxury, and which I could not afford. So I basically splashed out on rugs. I don't know, what did I splash out on? Oh, I thought that spandrel there, the base game spandrel, was like with the wooden slats in between. I thought, oh, that was a bit yummy, but it was a bit expensive, so that didn't go to head. What do I spend my money on? I upgraded the beds. I really wanted the teenager to have a closet, a wardrobe. Again, really, really expensive, but it doesn't really matter because your Sims can just sort of like change on the spot just by spinning around, which is great. I think all of us, when we have those lazy moments where we can't be asked to get changed, where we all just want to become a Sim and just jump around and spin around and go, ooh, I'm changed now. That'd be great, wouldn't it? But unfortunately you can't. Stupid, wouldn't it? So I basically, I know what I spend my money on. A spandrel around, not spandrel, but a little fence around the stairs hole, because it's a little bit dangerous. Sims don't need it, but it's always nice to have visually, especially when you got kids in the house. Visually do have it. I also upgrade the sofa. Nice sofa that. But this is coming to an end soon. Nice size video. What? Hey, what the dickens? So please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed watching. Please enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it may contain, and hopefully I will see you again. I will see you again soon. Thank you. That dog looks like it's just face planted to the floor by her. Thank you and goodbye. Oh, it's sitting on its butt. Oh, okay. Thank you and goodbye.